Your alcohol-free life begins long before you take that last drink. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we elevate our mindset to trade hangovers for higher consciousness, one powerful snippet at a time. I'm Becca Jacobson, and you have arrived in Snippet Land. It's Monday, it's a new week, a new day, and I'm super excited. This week I get to sit with some of you and help you see things a little more clearly. I'm talking, of course, about the class I'm teaching this Wednesday, June 10th, called How to Know If You're Actually Ready to Quit Drinking. If you're not signed up for that, let's take care of that right now, and then we'll get on with today's episode. The link for that is right here in the show notes. And when you tap it, register, and you'll get a personal Zoom link, plus a reminder, plus the replay. So if you can't make it Wednesday at 7 p.m., sign up anyway so I can send you the replay. Now today, really important episode tied to that class, tied to the theme of knowing when you're ready to quit. Do you even want to quit? And how the hell do you do it anyway? This is what we're focusing on. I said at the beginning of this episode that your journey to alcohol-free living begins long before you take the last drink. Gals, the longer I do this, the more and more convinced I am that this is true. One thing that brought it to top of mind today was an email I woke up to. It's so happy making. I woke up first thing and this email was sitting in my box from one of my listeners, and this beautiful woman said to me, "I have cut back drinking so much since starting to join your classes, read your emails, and watch your snippets. Buckets of love back to you, Becca." Aw, thank you, sweetie. I love that. I really love hearing from you gals because, hey, I'm like human over here and I got an ego too. So give me some love. Give me back some love. And you do. You actually give me tons back. You're with me in WhatsApp. You come to my classes. You follow me on social media. I know you're out there and I'm just loving this relationship that we're building and this ecosystem called Snippet Land, which is where we keep the home fires burning for 40 plus women who want to get their alcohol-free life going. But listen, here's the important thing today. That journey begins long before you give up alcohol. So this is what happens. We come on, we decide I need to quit drinking, or maybe I do, or I think I do. We know there's something niggling in the back of our minds. Our doctor may have told us our liver enzymes are elevated, something. We know. Right? We know, oh my God, alcohol in my life is just not working. And yet it's like an overwhelming project. How the hell do I take care of that? My dears, I want you to know that that thought alone is the beginning of your journey. So however long you've been listening to the snippets, however long you've been looking for the solution, that's part of the journey. That part counts. It isn't like, oh, the day I actually take my last drink is the day my journey begins. No. It isn't. You have been working up to it all this time. Notice the email that woman sent me. She said something that's actually contrary to what I teach. Did you notice it? She said, I've been cutting back. Well, I don't teach that. I teach living alcohol-free, but you know what? It's coming for her. It is coming for her. She's listening to the snippet. She's getting my email. She comes to the classes and she's been able to cut back. And that means when she's truly ready, she'll be able to quit drinking. Now, that's not the journey for all of us. I personally couldn't cut back. It was like all or freaking nothing, man. That was my journey, all or nothing. If I had one drink, I wanted 10. So I had to quit. But it's not about the journey. We are all individuals. The most important thing I want you to realize today is that you are already on the journey because you're hearing my voice. You are listening to a snippet. That means your journey has begun. And it's your journey, my dear. It's individual. Your journey will not look the same as anyone else's. We definitely have a lot in common because alcohol is, oh my God, it is so predictable. It is boring and predictable. Alcohol is like so stale, so predictable that we don't even have to wonder what it's going to say or do next. It's just so there. I can tell you what it'll do and say next. But you are an individual. And so your response to it and your journey is yours. But I do know this. The fact that you're hearing this means that your journey has begun. Now, then the question becomes, well, how long is my journey? Do I search for the answer for 10 years? Or do I miss, right? I mean, we can do that. We really can. We can stay in I'm exploring land for years. And we don't want to do that. We don't have time to waste on that. So what I'm here to help you do is speed up the journey a little bit. As I've mentioned before, my journey was ridiculously long. I mean, it is what it is. But honestly, when I look back, I really got to shake my head. And in my own defense, one of the reasons it took me so long is there wasn't anything like this out there. There was no snippet land. And I say that with full confidence. I know that snippet land is helpful to women. And when I was struggling, I'm going back to the 90s, the 80s even, there was no snippet land. There was one place everybody kept pointing me to, and it just didn't work for me. So my journey was very long and very painful. Yours doesn't have to be. But most importantly, I want you to know that it has begun. We don't wake up one day, decide, I got to quit drinking, find a podcast, and give up alcohol by 5 p.m. That's not how it goes. There's a lot to learn about this journey. And that might seem a little bit, why do I have to learn about alcohol? You don't. What you have to learn about is how it's affecting your life, your psyche, your emotional journey. And most important, more than anything, the most important thing to understand is how it is serving you. If we can understand that alcohol is not our problem, but our solution, then we can start to figure out how to live without it because we understand the role it's playing in our lives. And that's what you're doing when you're gathering information. But as you know, here in Snippet Land, we talk about surface dwelling, but we also talk about how repetition is the key to adult learning. And that's why you'll hear the same ideas here on the snippets given to you in different ways with different metaphors, different stories. But overall, there's a system here and not that many topics because it's not rocket science, gals. But the dichotomy we're dealing with here in Snippet Land is, I say, on one hand, don't surface dwell, which means don't just gather information without taking action. And then I'm also saying to you today, the journey is the learning. The journey begins the minute you start exploring. But I want you to remember this. Most of us stay in exploration mode too long. My proverbial hat is off to you because you're seeking information. You're hearing my voice, and you're probably getting information in other places as well. That is commendable, and it is part of your journey. But we stay there too long, gals. We got to get out of that mode fairly quickly. Yes, we need some repetition to learn. We really do. That's how adults learn. But because we have this fear of quitting and we feel overwhelmed by the idea of it, we just hesitate. We stay in learning mode too long. So I'm here to help you come into learning mode, learn what you need to learn, and then kick your little butt right on out of the nest and into now let's try actually doing this land. And gals, that's why I'm doing live classes. That's why I do live events that last 5 days, 7 days, heck, in January, 31 days. I'm doing events all the time, sending you goodies to your inbox. I'm showing up on YouTube. I'm in your social media feed. I do all that to help you get the information you need and move to the next stage, which is, all right, let me put this into practice and actually give this a whirl. Now, the thing that we need to do that is support. All of that is support. Snippet Land is a support system. As this woman in the email pointed out, it's helped her to cut back. Now she needs to take the next step and actually go from cutting back to quitting. And that requires a higher level of support. There's a barrier between us. The barrier is I can't see your face, can I? I can't hear your voice, can I? And that's why women come deeper into Snippet Land. They get the support they need, individualized support for you, mentorship that is designed for your journey. I don't talk about it a lot here on the snippets, but I do one-on-one mentoring. And the women who take me up on that offer are amazing. These are women who are like, okay, Becca, I'm going to invest my time and my money, and I'm going to change my life. And they sit down with me on a weekly basis, one-on-one, and I walk them through this journey over a 3-month period. And it is a mind-blowing experience for both of us. On the other end of the scale, I have a group of amazing women in what we call the Fresh Start Foundations experience. And this is a beautiful group of women who support each other in WhatsApp, and we meet once a week on Zoom. And then I have my perspectives program. So there's a lot going on here. You don't need to remember all that. The purpose of telling you is that you can choose the level of support you want, but my dear, you do need support. So a great way to start would be to join me this Wednesday, the 10th of June, for the How to Know If You Actually Want to Quit Drinking class. The title was hard to say. Join me and we'll find out if you're actually ready to take the next step. I'll show you how to move from one stage to the next. Signing up for the class is not a commitment to quit drinking. It's a commitment to continue your journey, which began, unless this is your very first snippet, a while ago. You're on the journey, gals. Come and explore it a little more deeply on Wednesday. Go to the show notes, tap the link, grab your personal Zoom access, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.